Welcome back to the late night news. Let's bring you some sports news now. And in cricket, well, what a win it's been today at our very own Chepauk Stadium this evening for the men in blue against the Kiwis, with a stellar performance from both Yuvraj Singh and Parthiv Patel, which helped them defeat the New Zealanders convincingly by 8 wickets in the 5th and final one-day here in Chennai. Here's an exclusive chat with the Little Master of India, Sunil Gavaskar, who was here in our studios, on his thoughts on the performance today, the prospective Ashes winner, and much more. After dominating Australia and the Kiwis, is this now a sign that perhaps the young players of our team have come of age? Do you believe that?
Well, I think it's a little bit early to say that because we've got to take into account the quality of the opposition that they played. And New Zealand, we all will agree that it wasn't exactly the most testing of opposition. So I think the jury will still be out as far as the readiness, the preparedness of the young team. But whatever opportunities that they've got, they've grabbed it. And that's always a good sign for the future, which will mean that with a little more experience, they'll be certainly ready to take over the mantle when the seniors decide that they've had enough. Right.
Since you're speaking of the future, heading into the World Cup, does it really speak volumes about India's bench strength at this point of time? Do you think it does it augur well for the future at least?
Very well indeed. Particularly to see the way some of the youngsters have kept their cool in a tight situation. The Bangalore game is a prime example where Yusuf Pathan, who's been in and out of the Indian team, didn't go slam bang, but played a very matured, calculated innings to get to a century. The way Saurav Tiwari, who struggled to really make the connection with the ball at the beginning of his innings, but he didn't chuck it away. He hung around there, tried to rotate the strike, tried to give Yusuf Pathan more of the strike. So temperamentally, this young team has certainly shown, has been very impressive. And I think that again, in my view, augurs very well for the future.
What about the areas of concern? Perhaps, for instance, Bhaji's worrying form with the ball, or perhaps even Yuvraj's time to be recalled to the test team as well. Is that something that needs to be considered now?
Well, I think we are a little too hard on Harbhajan Singh, because we expect him to get 5 wickets in every innings, and if he doesn't get, then we start questioning his place in the team. A man who's got over 370 test wickets, I think he's allowed to go through the odd lean period, and I think that's probably what's happening to him. But with this rest, I think he'll be refreshed and fit for the South African game. And Yuvraj also, I think we are a little bit hard on Yuvraj, but he's one of our key players. The way he's been bowling, that's an additional option. It gives the team a little more flexibility. So if you have guys like Yuvraj and Yusuf Pathan coming and bowling their few overs, that certainly gives the captain a lot of flexibility in case some of the other regular bowlers are being hammered. So I'd imagine that the selection committee will certainly have a look at the additional string to the bows of Yuvraj and Yusuf Pathan.
Right, just before we leave you and we let you go, I'm going to be putting you on the spot for a moment there. What do you make of the Aussies urging Shane Warne to come out of retirement? Is that a sign of desperation? And who do you think will win the Ashes?
Well, I think asking for Shane Warne to come back to Test cricket really is a romantic idea, if I might say so, because it's been what, 2 or 3 years now since he's quit the game, and bowling 4 overs in a T20 game is one thing, and trying to bowl in the heat of Australia 40 overs in a Test match, that is going to take some doing. I say 40 overs simply because this England batting lineup is a very good batting lineup, and I don't think they'll crack as easily as they did 4 years ago when Australia won that series 5-0. I would not rate the Australians off at all, because they are a very good side. But at the moment, their bowling seems to be their weak link. And England 517 for 1 in the second innings of the first test, and 500 plus again in the second test, have capitalized on the weakness that the Australians have shown.
Well, shifting from the world of sports to the popular Margari season, which is here, and like every year draws to it the music and the dance lovers from across the world. My colleague Divya Kumar brings us the Margari tunes tonight.
And today I'm at the Bharat Kalachar Auditorium, where they have marked their 24th anniversary of their Margari season with a beautiful Nadaswaram performance.
Today we have have the inaugural function. The Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Narasimhan, is going to be inaugurating our festival.
This has always been with me from my childhood. As I said, I was a sort of part-time student of Kalakshetra. So we have grown in that culture, and I look forward to a great season here in Tamil. And as they say, Kalangalil Vasantam, Malargalil Malligai, Madangalil Margari. So the festival which comes in Margari must be one of the most wonderful festivals.
The way Rasikas come, the responsibility with every passing year is increasing, and the bar is constantly being raised. And but I'm working at it. Every time I'm doing something new.
செம்மொழி மாநாட்டில் முத்தமிழ் முழக்கம்னு ஒரு 52 பேரை வச்சு பண்ணேன். அது தமிழுக்காக பண்ணது. அது வந்து மிகப்பெரிய அளவில் ரொம்ப நல்ல வெற்றியாக ரொம்ப நல்ல அப்ரோச் ஆகி இட் இஸ் ரீச்ட் தமிழ் லவர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆல். ஸோ அந்த ப்ரோக்ராமே இந்த சீசனில் கொடுக்க போகிறேன்.
Chennai indeed is a hot hub for music and dance lovers, and this initiative by the Bharat Kalachar to honor young talents has become a hit among the budding artists. And like every other year, even this year, music lovers and dance lovers from across the country have gathered in Chennai to witness these programs, and be sure that you don't give it a miss. In Chennai, celebrating the Margari season, Divya Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, that's all the time we have on this bulletin. But before we wrap, here's another group singing a different tune. Nethralaya, the organization for the visually challenged, held a state-level singing competition. And by the looks of it, we are talking about a very talented bunch. We leave you with these heartwarming images. Enjoy the weekend.
மனிதர்கள் மயங்கும் போது நீங்கள் பேசுங்கள், மனதிற்கு மனதை கொஞ்சம் தூது செல்லுங்கள். நல்லவர்க்கெல்லாம் சாட்சிகள் ரெண்டு, ஒன்று மனசாட்சி, ஒன்று தெய்வத்தின் சாட்சியம்மா, தெய்வத்தின் சாட்சியம்மா.